Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial. This will be the shirt we'll be making together, a button down shirt. It's going to be a step by step as always, and it's a long video, but I promise you won't regret sticking with me for this whole of the amount of time we'll be using. But I promise I'm going to shed a lot of light into making a complete shirt, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So this is what we'll be making. I believe you can see that's why I showed you the finished product before we get into it. It's going to be a full step-by-step tutorial, like 100% step-by-step. And I hope you enjoy my company. So without further ado, let's get straight into the beginning. So welcome guys. Here is the measurement I'll be using. I believe you can see it. Right here I have my shoulder. My shoulder is going to be 19 inch. My chest is going to be 44. I mean, not my personal chest, the chest I'll be using for the cutting of this fabric. And the waist is going to be 40. The length is going to be 30. The sleeve length is going to be 10. And the hem is going to be 16 circumference. That's 16 inch. So let's start the cutting process. So here I already fold my fabric into two. Now I'll be cutting the front of the shirt. So the very first thing I'll be doing here is I'll be leaving in an extra 1 inch. Depending on how you want it to overlap though, but here I'll be putting an extra 1 inch here. I believe you can see that. I'm going to also take an extra 1 inch here. At the back of this 1 inch, then I'm going to divide my 44 into 4 places. That's 44 divided by 4. You can see that. 44 divided by 4, which give me 11 inch. That 11 inch, I'm going to add an extra 1.5 inch to that. Out of that extra 1.5, I'll be doing my sewing allowance and some trimming at the side of the shirt. So out of the 1.5 inch that I will be adding, I'll be doing the joining and the trimming of the side, so that we get our accurate measurement. So from this first mark here, I'm going to place my 12.5. I'm going to mark here. Also at this side, I'm going to place my 12.5. I'm going to mark in the front. So after that, I'm going to cut out my length measurement. It's going to be 30, as you remember, but I'm going to add an extra 1 inch to that. We are going to slant the shoulder and some little joining that we'll be doing in order to get our accurate 30 inch measurement. So this is going to be 31, and here as well it's going to be 31. You see, I just broke this beautiful chalk. So here. So now I'm going to roll this, join the filter part together. I'm going to join this part together as well. So now we can cut it out. So here, this is what we have for our chest. You can see that. But before we continue, I want to simply chalk this place so that I can fold it in. can see that, so I can easily fold that part in. And do the same thing as well. Here I have my, you can see that this is the front. So now we're going to cut out the back. So to cut out the back, just place your, don't forget you'll be cutting the back from the straight side. You can see, just turn it like, you see what I did, this opening side is now facing here, so now I'll be cutting out my back. So I'll just place my 12.5, which is our body measurement, which is 11 plus 1.5. So I'll be cutting that, and this place also cutting 12.5. Remember our length previously, the length of the our length is 30. Our length is 30, and I added an extra 1 inch to that, making 31. So here for the back I'll be adding an extra 4 inch to that, so it's going to be a total of 35, right? So I'm going to mark my 35 from down here. I'm going to mark 35. That will be for the overlap. In here as well, I'm going to mark my 35. So I can easily truncate. Side as well. Don't forget this place as well. You can see that. So now I'm going to cut it out. Can see, so this is our back. Now very simple, I'll be placing my front panel on this. Make sure your bottom part is in front. You can see that this is above. I believe you can see clearly. Okay, so after that, I'll be taking my shoulder slant. I'll be taking 2 for my shoulder slant, depending, but the maximum I use is 2, 1 inch, 1.5, and 2. You can see, make sure the joint, this closed part is the one facing your button side. Don't make that mistake. I've made that mistake before. This joint, this part is the one facing your button part. So I'm going to cut it. See that? So after you slant the shoulder, as you can see, we have our extra overlap allowance here. So all you're going to do is just to move this one downward. You would have seen this technique in most of my videos. This is how I cut both my senator and shirt. So you can move this over it. You see that? Very simple, right? So after that, we're going to overlap this. Okay, before that, I want you to pay attention to this. I'm going to make sure this one come out over this shoulder, sorry, over the back, just a little bit. You can see. You can see that. Okay, you can see that this is what will determine our overlap. So you're just going to make sure it's not more than half of an inch. You can see that. Make sure this is not more than half of an inch. Now we can, I believe you can see it clearly. You see what I did? Make sure it's not more than half of an inch. So now I'm going to place this over this. So now I'll be taking my shoulder measurement, which is 19, but I'll be adding an extra half inch for the joining allowance. So here I'm going to chop my, and down here as well, armhole is going to be at 9. To get your armhole, your shoulder divided by 2. Because I'm making a shirt, so the arm has to be firm. So I minus, your shoulder divided by 2 is supposed to be 9.5 minus half inch. That's what gave me this. So now I'll be you can see that. So I'll be cutting my armhole. You can see we have a half inch excess this side. You can just cut it out. This is the point in which I used to cut my waist measurement. So our waist is 40. So here to cut out our waist, I'm going to, from the shoulder here, I'll be taking out 14 inch, which is where a typical men waist starts from here. So our chest is going to be at, our waist is at 40. Don't forget, this is our waist. This upper waist side is 40. So 40 divided by 4, which is 10, plus 1.5, which is 11.5. Here's what we have here. So it's simple. You can trim out our see that? As simple as ABC. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to cut out our neck. So the neck here is 16. Taking out 2.5 by 4 depth by 4 1/4. And when you cuff it round, see that? You can measure it. If it's accurate, you can cut it. If it's not, you can see 16. So that is accurate, and I can cut it out now. So here I'm going to cut out the neck. I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to do now, because when I'm cutting this part, you can see I'm going to cut it to this point. I'm going to cut it to this point. You can see. You see that? So I believe you see what I just did. It's as simple as that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out this back side into 2, as always. Over 7. Just make sure you're on the straight when cutting this part. It's very important. So this is what we have. And I'll be cutting the neck, the shadow facing for this. That's not the shadow facing. You can see that. Make sure you are cutting exactly the same size. So here they are facing. Now I'll be cutting the sleeve, but before I cut the sleeve, in order to get your armhole circumference, this is what I did. I measure this place. Let's measure it round to this place, which is 9.5, and I'll be adding my extra 2 inch to that, which is the overlap. So this arm circumference is 11.5. 11.5. So now I can fold and cut out a sleeve. So here I have 10. It's okay for me. My sleeve length is at, the sleeve length is going to be 10, and I'll be folding in 3 inch. So mark 13. Mark 13. So here I'm going to make my armhole cuff. It's like writing an S. Armhole cuff, and if you measure the armhole cuff now, you should have your 11-inch armhole circumference. You can say 11.5. So the depth of this armhole cuff here is 4.5 inch. You can see that. So I'm going to cut this out. Make a notch here. The ham is going to be at 16 plus 1 inch for the sewing allowance. That's 19. This is the armhole, 1 inch for the same allowance. I'm going to call it. So here, my depth. So let's go to the sewing table and sew that, and after that is when I'll be cutting my collar. So I'll start the sewing from here. I'll start with my facing. I'll be adding the label first. Use the right part. Adding my label first. Just took light. Let's bring it back. Don't worry. This is Nigeria for you. So after stitching this one, then I'll be starting with the back panel. So I'll be joining this one to the back part. So I'll be taking the back part of the fabric. Remember, we cut the back into 2. You can see this is what we're going to have. So now I will be joining it with this one. So make sure your front, this place is facing your machine like this. And you're going to place this. Okay, sorry. First and foremost, I'm going to notch the center point. The center. I'm going to notch the center. I'm going to notch the center of this one as well. And I'm going to take the facing itself. This is the facing, the one we cut with. The one we use in cutting this one. going to notch the center as well. So now you can place this. You can see this, the wrong side will be facing the right side of this one. You can see that. So the right side will be up, while you're going to place your right side over it again. So the right will be facing the right, the right will be facing the wrong here. So after that, I'm going to join them together. Just make sure they're in line correctly. I'll be stitching this because I wanted to get an accurate center point. That's why I mostly stitch from the center before I stitch the closing. You see that? This is what we have so far. So at the back, we're going to have this, and at the inside, we're going to have this. You can see. So here, I'm going to make a stitch here, but to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to open this, and this joining here, I'm going to push it upward. So the stitch is going to reflect outside, not inside of the joining. So here you can see we have a stitch on this side, and from here it's just plain. You can see any stitch. That's the magic of using a double facing. So now I'm going to take my time and iron this, but before that, let's work on our front panel as well. So I'll be working on the front part as well. So here we have our front, you can see, and I'm just going to, I'll make a straight stitch from this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in this white part. Basically, I'm going to fold in the entire 1 inch that don't forget, the entire 1 inch that I added when I was cutting the fabric before. But because I want these edges to be off, I'm placing it right like this. So here I'll be joining this overlap entirely here. You can see that. But before I do that, I'm going to fold in this. So it's going to be like half of an inch. It's It's like folding it into two. You're going to fold it into two. You're going to turn it. You can see that. Okay. That's what we're going to do down here. So you can see that. That's what we have. You see that. So now you can easily trim out this part. See that. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one as well. You can see. So here's what we have on this one as well. You see. So when you place these two on top of each other, you're going to have your share. Okay, right? This one will be up. So you're going to have your shades like this. So far. So after this stage, I'm going to be joining it to the back. Before I join it, I'm going to iron this. I'm going to make sure it's smooth before I started the joining. So I already ironed this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the shoulder. Here, I'm going to insert the shoulder. You can see this is what it's going to look like. Maybe place your second. It's going to overlap each other. You can see. Just make sure it's overlap more than the stitch under it. It's as simple as that. So here I'm going to insert just hold one. You're going to hold this back one. Make sure they're facing each other like this. You're going to turn this one over it. Very simple. You can see that. I'm going to run your stitch. See? After you did that joining, you're going to make a stitch in the shoulder line. You're going to make a stitch on the shoulder line. Okay, this one we have front. You can see that. Push this upward. So you see what we're saying, what we're getting. So we're getting. So you're going to repeat the same process at this side. We're going to repeat it so that you can still figure it out. We're going to hold the black on the front, the same way like this. You can see that. And you're going to turn this one over it. Stitch the shoulder. So here as well, this is what we have. So I'm going to stitch the shoulder joining. See? You can see that. This will definitely overlap this. Very simple, right? So we have a overlap. So the next thing I'm going to do now is so before I join the sleeve, I want to just join this place so that I can have we can have access to trim the edges and make a notch for the. So just open it up. Place it over each other just like that. I'm using the free guide as just one. See that? So I'm going to trim the edges and make a notch so we can join the sleeve. So here I'll be stitching the edge of the sleeve. I'll just be folding it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to do the same thing here. See here? Now I'm joining it on the bodice. Very simple. Make sure you're joining the shorter parts to the front. This is how I place it. You know we make a trim when we wear. So here you can see. So you can see here, we have one that is deep and we have the longer one. So if you're stitching it, make sure this is your front, this is the front part. So make sure the short one is facing the front armhole. So the moment this one is facing here, you don't need to worry about the other one because it's going to fall to the front automatically. So next thing I'll be doing is I'll be running the stitch of the sleeve. See that? So we already join our first sleeve. See that? This is actually a very, very beautiful shirt. Like I can feel it. I can feel it. So we're going to fix the other one. There's no one else like you. So after that, I'm going to join the side before I will do we are going to fix the collar. So here on the chest, so I'm taking in 1 inch from each of the side. The arm is going to be at 14 because it is 3/4. I'm taking out 1 inch. Doing the same thing here. So here is where we are. Our shirt is ready. So the next thing I'm going to put on this is the collar. So let's go to the cutting table to cut out the collar once again. So to cut out the shirt collar, this is the very first thing I'll be doing. After sewing this part on your shirt, is going to open this place right. I'm going to measure the circumference. Just take your time to measure it slowly. Make sure you're not dragging the clothes. Measure it slowly. Measure it slowly. Measure it slowly. Measure it slowly. So here we have 19 inch. We have 19 inch for the entire round circumference. So here, this is what I'm going to do. I will be cutting the 19 inch on a shirt, on a collar stay. This is a collar stay. This is not a normal stay. You can see how hard it is. This way I'll be cutting the 19 inch first and foremost. So here I'm going to measure out 19. That's 19 divided by 2, which is, you can see we have 19 here. This is our 19. Oh, sorry, this is 18. I'm going to measure 19. That's 9.5. Let's do that from here. I'm just going to make a straight through first. I'm going to make sure this is really straight. So this height is going to be at 1 inch. So here I have 1 inch, so I can easily cut that out. Just took the light and they bring it back. Cut this one as well. I'm just going to cut it out. You can see this is what we have. Total of 19. So it will be more than 19. So at this edge, I'm going to make a curve shape. You can see that. And at this point, I'm going to make a little bit of curve as well. Going to shorten it. You can see that. So here we have 19, still a little bit more than 19. I don't know how I'll manage, so I'm going to curve that edge as well. Okay. So here. Exactly. So for the collar fall, I'm going to cut the collar fall. I want each side to have a like half of an inch. That's 19 minus 2, which is going to be 17 inch. So here I'm going to measure 17. I'm going to mark this side. Here is going to be at 1 inch as well, and here is going to be at 1.5 inch. It's not going to have a little bit of like too much for 1.5. So here I'm going to make you can see that at this point to make it like this. Why this one as well goes like this. This is what I did. So now You can make it more than this. Your collar fall can be up to like 2 inch, but based on the fact that I just want a tiny collar fall here, that's why I cut out 1.5. So this is what we have so far. You can see this is what it's going to look like. So the next thing I'll be doing now is I'll be placing it on the fabric itself. We're using the right side of the fabric, which is here. Gumming it to the fabric. Mind you, I'll be leaving a space in between it. There'll be a space between the two. Need to iron it down. See that? Make sure you iron it perfectly. That I'm going to cut that. Note when I'm cutting this out, I will not be cutting it out entirely. I'll be cutting out this fabric. I'll be leaving some space. You can see that. Here as well. You can see this is what we have on this one. I'm just going to trim out this one as well. Just going to trim out the edges. here's what we have. So let's go to the sewing machine once again to start the joining together to make a complete collar. So welcome back. The very first one I will be joining will be the fall. This is the neck tape and this is the fall. This is the one with the cuff edge. So I just take a pieces of fabric right here. Make sure you're facing the right side. I'm going to face the right side on that. I'm going to start my stitch. Let me start my stitch from here. You will not be, let me show you again. You will not be stitching on the paper, you will be stitching at the side of it, round. So after that, we're going to trim it out. See that? After that is done, we're going to turn it. Make sure you pin out those pin points out. Turn it very well. After turning it out, take your time and iron it. Iron it and make sure it's balanced very, very, very well. So after ironing the collar, I'm going to stitch it. Just going to stitch the edges around. After that, you see. After that, I'm going to trim this side as well. Okay, you can see what we have. After trimming that edge, I'm going to make a center point. I'm going to make a notch at the center. So here is our center. You can see the notch. Here will be our center. And on this one, I'm going to make a notch. So I'm going to put the center point that place. I'm going to run a stitch. This side as well. Another edges is curved, so you have to control it yourself. See that our collar is almost ready. The next thing I'm going to do here is simple. After that, I'll be placing an extra this side as well. But before I do that, I'm going to iron this part. Make sure this one, you can see, make sure this one is close to this place. Let me do it. So after you can see, I already make sure this place is lying like that. After that, the next thing I'm going to do is, you can see, I'm going to place this on it. Make sure it's the right side. Just place it on your fabric. Make sure the right side is facing the right side, just like this. The right side is facing the right side, just like that, so you can run a stitch. I'm going to sew it. Just going to sew it round. See that? So after that, we're going to trim it the same way. See after, so you can easily turn it. You see that? Make sure you pin this part out. So you can take it to the ironing table once again and give it a thorough. You can see what we are having. Give it a thorough ironing. Shirt. I'm going to make a stitch. I'm going to also stitch this side round. can see. So now, after ironing, try to fold it backward at the place in which you want it to be. You can see that. I'll be attaching it to the shirt itself. So here I'll be making a notch at the center point. Let's fold it together. Make a notch here. Also this one, fold it together, make a center point. So now I'll be attaching half of this it's going to be like this, from here. Let me open this button part more. From here, I'll be placing this inside. You can see that, the center point. I'm going to stitch it. Make sure you are not drawing anything. Just stay straight, don't draw any way. Make sure this is exactly at the same size. See that? You can see from the end. So the next thing I'm going to put here. I'm going to join this point as well. You can see that. So after, I'm going to turn this inside, fabric inside. Make sure it goes inside very well. Then you're going to turn this one inside and you're going to stitch it over. I believe you can see what I'm doing. After you put this inside very well, make a stitch. putting it inside. You can see. Take your time to give it a thorough ironing. This inside. Our shirt is ready. So here is how to cut and sew a shirt. I believe you guys like it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button. Simple as A, B, and C. So that's about it. Here at this side, to do the finishing, I'm not doing a cuff edge. I'm going to do a straight sharp edge, and I'm not going to slit it at the side. But if you want to cuff it, you can just simply do your cuff edge and do your turning. So that's the process. I believe this is the hardest part of cutting and sewing the shirt, the collar and those aspects. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on my next video. Peace.